Let's say you had this creative spark to dial in a lush atmospheric reverb on your Helix, but by the time you get through tweaking in one reverb, because let's face it, we need to dial in multiple delays and reverbs for that sound, you lose that spark. This is where the new Reflections Reverb Pack for Line 6 devices by Noise Harmony comes in. It's perfect to cut out the technical steps between thinking and playing. Let's check it out. Effects that you craft as a worship guitarist matters. Reverb can be the emotional glue that connects and lifts the guitar from the ordinary to the extraordinary. Some say supernatural. Crafting that level of tone takes time, patience, and technical experience that most of us players just don't have. Introducing today's sponsor, Noise Harmony, we've released the Reflections Pack. 12 premium reverb presets, all inspired by boutique gear. These presets were created by pro sound designers to sound polished and usable right out of the box. No hours spent on tweaking. They've kindly sent these to me to check out, but they've had no say in how the video was made. All opinions remain my own. Thank you, Noise Harmony. Today, I'm going to hear these presets as they are, tweak them to fit my guitar and my style of playing, and see if they can be used in contexts other than guitar. Let's go. Before we talk about the presets, let's do a quick signal chain rundown. This is my MJT VTS Heavy Relic. It's got Damasio 81 on the bridge, the cruisers in the neck and the middle position, which are high output pickups. This is basically an Andy Timmons spec guitar in a MJT body. And the reason why I wanted to use this guitar is to showcase a very important feature of the preset pack. Every preset comes with 3 snapshots dialed in for pickup outputs. If your guitar has high output pickups like mine, you will choose the high input just to make sure that the guitar doesn't sound too harsh or bright into the system. So here's how it sounds like with the low input. It's very bright, very stark, but if I go to high input, it mellows out and makes it much more even. Just much more balanced. Next thing about these presets is these come without the compressors loaded up. I loaded them in because I wanted my guitar to pop out in the mix and not stay so far back. This is what the preset originally sounds like. It just keeps going on and on. It's a very pretty reverb. But as you can tell, it's a bit on the low side. To me, the character of the guitar gets a bit lost because there's no compressor. So I prefer to have a compressor in, not so much for a sustain, but to push the guitar forward in the mix. You hear how it pops out in the mix? That's how I want my sound to be like. Distant Aura, the first preset that you have. The first thing that struck to me was that it's not just one reverb block or 2 reverb blocks. There's a whole signal chain involved. It's multiple reverbs. It's signal chaining with compressors, with an EQ, or 2 or 3, depending on the situation. And it utilizes all signal processing on both parts of the Helix, which I think is very, very smart. Distant Aura has this very long trails behind, which I really like. These presets are really teaching me that I don't need to shred. I can use simple notes, simple lead lines, and the reverb does all of that talking for me. It clips. Remember, let's bring out high input. Here's how it sounds like originally with the compressor. You hear how it brings the guitar forward in the mix. Next up, I put in a delay because I wanted to have that rhythmic thing going on, but at the same time, I like some movement in the guitar, so I can play even less notes. Again, absolutely flabbergasted by how detailed this is. It's a lot of things going on. There are 4 reverb blocks and there are 2, I think 3 compressors going on. Wait, one of them is mine, but there are 2 compressors going on and a couple of EQs. This is insane. Gravity wash. Slightly less blocks, but I think it's still a bit more complicated sounding. Oh, it's an auto swell. Again, I want a compressor, so I'm gonna bring this EQ down, and then I'm gonna add in my own compressor. Can I do that? Ah, yes, I can. So I'm gonna bring this to the front. These are my settings for my compressor, which I like. Let's hear how this sounds like now. Yep, that's me. Sounds like an ASMR track or something, right? I want to show you this preset, Great Sky. This is a preset that has a lot of potential to turn into a fully fledged PNW ready preset. I want to show you this preset because this has the least DSP usage. So there is the potential to use this preset as a template to create a full-fledged PNW style. As it is, it sounds like this. This really reminds me of like the big sky. I think that's why it's called Great Sky. Here's what I did to turn it into a fully fledged preset. Same app and cap, same reverbs, but now I have a few more options in terms of gain staging. I have a clean sound like this. I have an overdrive sound. I have a lead sound now. Now you may think that there's too much delay, too much reverb. How can I turn things on and off? Now with the magic of split A/B blocks, I can route audio through some of these bypass blocks so that I can effectively turn down the mix of the delay and reverb to sound like this. Much less delay and reverb, and very easy to adjust the mix if you need to, because sometimes you have the situation where your sound guy comes to you and says that your reverb is just too much. Well, you don't need to worry about tweaking the entire signal chain, go into every single block and change the reverb settings. You just need to change how much the split is between A and B. If I turn everything back on and I move this slider to middle, I'm going to get a lot more ambience. This is giving me an idea of how to improve the presets on my existing pack, and if it's something that you would like to see in the future where I do this from scratch, let me know in the comments. That's just some weird sounds. Luna Shine. This preset has 5 reverbs with that's a lot of reverbs going on. Okay, so what I'm hearing is that each of the reverbs are handling a little bit of that sonic texture, like some movement, some breadth and depth. It's working together cohesively, and I wouldn't be able to come up with this myself. I wouldn't have the kind of, I don't know what I call this, out of the box thinking to have reverbs in parallel and what looks to be reverbs in series stacked together. This is way above my pay grade, man. Another swell. Space Giants, what's this? Oh, all right, okay, this is pretty cool. Beam me up, Scotty. So pretty. That's a very pretty sound. Okay, I am getting why some of my ambient rock friends don't need to have these thick picks. They can get away with playing with fingernails and just brushing the strings. I'm barely touching the strings, but there's so much sonic energy coming out of the speakers because of the stacked reverb, and you can see there's so many things happening. 1, 2, 3, 4 reverbs, one of which is in parallel. Again, mind blown, guys. I wouldn't be able to think of routing things like this. Shimmer reverb. So nice. This is all giving me some inspiration because I can see that I can enable and disable these amp and cap blocks. Nothing is stopping me from using this as a reverb for other things like vocals or even bass guitar. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to load up Logic. I'm going to load up an instance or multiple instances of Helix Native. I'm going to disable the amp and cap blocks on these presets, and I'm going to see if I can use these as a reverb, sidechain for my vocals and for my bass. Maybe even drums, I don't know. Let's hear how it sounds like. And with the magic of YouTube, you should be able to hear the full track right now. It's eye-opening to see that a lush reverb effect is not achieved with just one block. Through playing these presets, I learned that I should be thinking about ambience in terms of delay and reverb chains, multiple blocks taking on little responsibilities like movement, breadth, depth, and then working together to create something uniquely lush and atmospheric. It's a steep learning curve, but these presets show the sonic possibilities and creative potential that the Line 6 devices have. So instead of expanding the Helix to include multiple ambience pedals, leading to larger expenses and an even heavier rig, try these presets out. You may be surprised at how powerful the Helix can be for tones like these. And here's my question of the day. What's the hardest tone you ever had to dial in on your Helix? Was it a shimmer reverb, a plate reverb with modulation, or just getting the mix right in a live room? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your experiences, and I might even demo a few of your responses in a future video. If you found value in this video, please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting that bell icon to grow the channel, join the community, and get YouTube to send this out to more people. A link to the Reflections pack is in the description box and pinned comment if you wish to check them out for yourself. If you want my take on tweaking reverb on the Helix, I have a video sharing my process in crafting the ultimate ambient swell. See you there.